welcome to today's show at the GridIron KTV Sports Talk. Today will be the Colts at Kansas City. Colts are a 7-point favorite. It's going to be the final sports show of this year. We appreciate the GridIron for their support, letting us tape here the show live. Today it's going to be tape delayed. You'll be able to watch it on Kendallville TV or Kendallville TV on YouTube. So check later and you can watch the show today. Go Colts. They're playing at Kansas City. It's supposed to be cold but sunny in Kansas City, so beat the Chiefs. We've got a couple guests here today. We tried to have one last week. We had a problem and we did not have a show last week, but they were glad to come back, and we've got head cheerleading sponsor Brenda Arnett of Kendallville, Eastonville High School cheerleading coach, and her daughter Taylor, to talk about, I know we've had a lot of athletes on the show, a lot of coaches, and people forget how important the cheerleaders are and what they do for school spirit in the community, and the girls are wonderful. They work very hard, and I just wanted to have them on and thank them for all they do. And I'm going to let Brenda talk a little bit here about how many girls she has and all the different levels, and varsity cheerleaders, freshmen. I'm not even sure if you take care of all three. Do you? Are you responsible for every level?
I am responsible for varsity and JV. We no longer have a freshman squad, so
okay.
Our freshmen are usually on either the varsity or the JV team.
Okay, and so how many, okay, let's just start at the top. How many varsity cheerleaders do you have?
Currently for basketball we have 9 varsity and we have 6 JV.
Okay.
Football we had 16 varsity and 8 JV.
So there are actually 2 sets of cheerleaders?
Yes.
Okay.
Many of them do both.
Okay.
Football and basketball, but there are some that only want to do one or the other because they do other sports.
Okay. Now, Taylor, like the tryouts for this, I mean, when do you try out? Do you do it in the fall for the next school year?
We usually do it
or
in
the
May.
spring for the next fall?
We do it in May.
You do it in May, okay. And a lot of girls go out?
Yeah, there's like 30-some that tried out this last May.
Okay.
And we do it, when we do it in May, we do it for basketball and football.
Okay.
So it's one tryout, and then we practice through July with everybody, and then into July, first week of August, we switch over for football, and we practice football cheerleaders, and then we see the basketball cheerleaders again in October, November.
And so, I mean, like, you've got like judges, or like how many people rate them, and also do you look at, I mean, apparently probably look at their grades as well.
Correct. They have, there's a whole process. They have a questionnaire they fill out. Okay. And then they have to have 2 teachers kind of sponsor them. So yes, they're good, they're appropriate.
Like a character thing.
A character study.
Yeah.
And then we do some gymnastic skills, we do some stunting skills, we do a lot of teamwork. And we have like 3 days of practice, and then they try out, and they try out in front of myself, the assistant coach, and last year was the assistant coach that was leaving me, and then 2 or 3 other teachers. So there's about 6 or 7 of us that judge them, and we all give points value on the skills and what we see.
That's going to be very hard, and because I know the girls, they all want to make it.
They all want to
so
make it.
It's very competitive.
Very competitive.
Yeah, it's just like going out for football or basketball or anything else. Now, you're a senior?
No, I'm a junior.
You're a junior. How many seniors are on the team?
3.
Okay, so there's 3 cheerleaders that will be graduating. Okay.
We're sad to hear that.
Now, what are their names? Can you share their names?
Brittany Klinger, Melissa Lewandowski, and Autumn.
Okay. And then you're a junior, and how many junior cheerleaders are there?
Depends. For football, it's just me and Alina Sallet, but basketball, football, there's like 5 other.
Okay, and are there some girls that do both football and basketball?
Yeah.
Cheerleading, and you're one of them? Do you prefer one over the other?
I prefer basketball just because we can actually see, because a lot of times during football, all you see is the players that are standing on the sidelines.
Right.
And you can't really see what's going on.
Right. Yeah. All you see is the crowd. You can't really watch the event.
Yeah.
Especially if you're behind Connor Holcomb. Who's 6'4", 240. Yeah, he kind of, yeah, that's right. I never thought about that. Going back to what you mentioned, the athletic component of this, years ago, you know, when I was in school, before they had books.
We don't have books anymore either.
Well, that's true too. Everything now is technology. Yeah, it seems like the girls just did cheers. They were more yell leaders. Now the cheerleaders are into, you know, like gymnastics, acrobatics. You know, you see these spots on ESPN where they'll show a clip of a girl falling or hitting her head on the floor. I mean, they're up there.
They are up there.
It's a sport.
They are up there with girls extended. So the girls have their arms extended and they are standing on their hands. So yeah, they are, you know, 12 feet in the air.
Wow.
From where they stand to where, you know, 6 feet and then their height. So.
And then they do flips and back
they do flips and yeah, they do some magnificent, scary things that I don't breathe through during practice and then out on the court. Yes.
I mean, do you sometimes get nervous watching it?
I don't breathe. I get very nervous.
Yeah.
But I know that we have a practice schedule that they have to go through so many different stunts before they can get up that high and can do those other skills. It's a building, and we build through from June all the way through. So,
okay. So after they're chosen in the spring, like, do they also in the summer go to do you go to a camp or a cheerleading school or?
We did my freshman year.
Okay.
But it's expensive to go to those type of things.
Okay.
So we start practice the first week of June, and we practice all the way until the end of basketball season.
Okay. So they're not required to go to any camps or it's all done at East Noble.
Yeah, we mainly do it here at East Noble.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
in charge of all that.
Now, how long have you been in charge?
Head coach, this is my 3rd year, and I was assistant coach for a year.
Okay. So who had it before you?
Mandy Nowes did it for 2
Oh
years.
yes. Okay, I know her. Okay. Yeah, I mean the cheerleaders, they're great. Now this is a funny story. You're gonna like this. My son is 22. When he was a freshman football player, we were at Norwell, down in Austin, and there were 4 freshman cheerleaders, but they got mixed up. Now I'm not picking on the cheerleaders, but they got in the wrong order, and instead of ENHS, it's spelled hens. HENS. And people were going nuts, and the cheerleaders were just, they think we're really good. They spelled it wrong. And I mean, we still talk about that to this day.
Always, yes.
Hens, that's pretty funny.
Hens, yes. I didn't even realize we could spell hens with the NHS, but yes, we can.
That's funny.
Yes, we can. Let's not do that.
So, I mean, what's the camaraderie? I mean, obviously, you girls it's fun, it's sporty. Is it, I mean, you guys compete against one another for different positions? I mean, like the girl on top, or I mean, how do you determine who goes where?
There are some girls that refuse to
Okay.
even fly.
Okay.
Flying seems to be the most popular one because that's the one where everybody watches.
Right.
But bases and backs are the strongest ones,
Right.
and they're usually harder to find. So I try to find some more bases and backs. Backs is the one that stands behind, and then the bases are the 2 on the side
Right.
that lift the girls. I go by strengths. So when I look at them, I ask them during practice or during tryouts where they want to be. And then I usually have like 20 that want to be flyers, 10 that want to do anything else but fly. And then I go, okay, if you make the team, I'm not guaranteeing that you're ever going to be a flyer. You may be a base, you may be a back, you may just be a spiriter. And they, for the most part, accept that, especially when they see where their strengths are when we try them in different spots.
And that's good. And see, Julie, that's good too, because a lot of people, they look at the cheerleaders and, aren't they they're pretty. Mm-hmm. They're cute. They got their outfits on. People don't realize the skill, what you're looking for. They each have different talents, gifts, and abilities. And you got to put them, like whether they're going to hold or do backflips. Some probably are more athletic or acrobatic, gymnastic.
Yes.
So you got to find what their skill set is.
And then I have to work on the skill sets that they're lacking on and pull those skill sets back up so that we have a real well-rounded cheerleader, which is where we have, just like every athlete at East Noble, cheerleaders go into the weight room twice during season, twice a week and work out with weights and conditioning for 30 minutes.
Oh, so you do the same thing as the...
Every athlete needs to know, and they're considered athletes.
Now this might be a dumb question. Is it considered a sport?
Yes.
So you let her?
Yeah.
Okay. Some schools don't even consider it a sport, which is absurd.
Right.
I mean, you guys practice, and you're held to the same academic standards, and drug testing or whatever. I mean, you're a student athlete.
Correct.
So.
And I'm very proud of East Norfolk that they consider us athletes, because it is one of the hardest sports to actually do well in. And I've had cheerleaders. I've had Taylor and Melissa and Katie and Taya before her actually lift football players up and put them in a prep. Most football players, a prep is here when they're holding them here. Most football players refuse to go any higher than here to a full extension.
They'll start
above their
freaking
head.
out.
Well, the other thing is you work out with the other athletes, boy and girl.
Correct.
They probably have a lot more respect for you because you're doing the same things they are. And you practice the schedule. I don't know what it is, but they see you there, and you're working just as hard as they are. It is a sport, so that's wonderful. Now, so you monitor their grades and all that stuff.
Monitor their grades, monitor their attendance, monitor their behavior outside of cheerleading. So anytime they're in the public eye at all, I make sure that they maintain a higher level than some people think I maintain them. Because I think as cheerleaders, they should maintain a higher level of anything because they lead our school.
Does Brenda, does Mom make you wear, like on game day, do you have to wear a certain outfit? Or, I mean, do you wear your cheerleading outfit to school, or do you wear a dress? Or?
We always have to wear East Noble on a game day, but sometimes it's like you all have to wear your sponsor t-shirt today, or you all have to wear your uniforms with your leggings underneath, just so the skirts are a little shorter than what school rules say they should be.
Yeah, I know, like usually the basketball team or the football team, they make them wear ties.
Right.
You just so your group is identified, which is a good thing. I'm really impressed with you go to a sporting event now, and the pom-pom girls and the cheerleaders. A lot of people just take it for granted. I used to be an old jock. I used to not pay attention. I didn't care. The older I get, you guys work just as hard. The girls are just as they have the same athletic requirements. They're putting in the time just like everybody else, and it is a sport.
Right. We start in June and we don't end until the last game in sectional play, regional play, state.
Right.
We're always hoping state play. So
That's a long season.
yeah. So hopefully, we hope that we never end until April.
Right. Yeah, because there's obviously no cheerleaders for like baseball or track, but yeah.
So we hope that we don't end until April when state plays for basketball. So.
Okay. Gals, I appreciate you being here. Brenda, thanks for talking about the cheerleading program here at East Noble. It is a blessing. We've got some very smart, pretty, athletic girls, and they represent our school with pride. Taylor, good luck. Obviously, you'll be coming back again. Now, there again, you have to try out next year, right? It's not a given that you have to earn your spot. Well, good luck. I appreciate you being on the show. Get us some wins during basketball season, boys and girls. So,
It's your heart.
Merry Christmas. Thanks for being here.
Merry Christmas. Thank you. Happy
Thank
New
you.
Year.
Thanks, Brenda.